G'day everyone, I've just sprayed the driver's front guard and wanted to use a different technique this time because with the body I did get a lot of orange peel, even though it was fairly shiny off the gun. This time I've managed to get the orange peel right down, as you can see the reflection. But I still will have to buff this panel. As I laid the paint down way too thick in this section. I'm going to have to sand that back and buff it out. A couple of runs there, but the rest of it come out fairly good. Yeah, nothing works out as it's planned most of the time. And try your best to get it perfect, but you know, there's always something that's going to go wrong. I'm no expert panel beater or spray painter, so I'm just learning as I go. And that was one of the mistakes I made. So hopefully the next panel I do, the next guard, I don't get any runs and I actually don't get any orange peel. Like this guard, fairly orange peel free. I still will give it a light sand with probably 2000 and a buff. I've decided to completely sand down the roof and quarter panels. I wasn't really happy with the finish. Had a fair amount of orange peel. I've sanded all that out with 400. And there was a couple of deep scratches in the roof too, which I'd never noticed before. I've sanded those all out as well. So I'm going to give the roof another 2 coats and the quarter panels with the gun settings that I've got now and the technique that I've learned. You know, you can never watch enough videos on YouTube from people describing how to spray paint. I seem to be learning something new every week, watching a new video. And I'm only using a cheap gun. I think it was about 150 bucks. But there's a lot of videos out there on gun setup, and if you pay attention to those, you'll get your gun set up really well. And always clean it, completely pull it apart and clean it, which I wasn't doing for a while. I was just sort of running thinners through it, thinking it was clean, but I've watched a few videos since and they actually explain you got to pull everything apart, including pulling out this section, take the nozzles off, taking the top off, everything, completely cleaning it, stripping down and cleaning it. And the gun works a treat now. I'll buff this section here, this cowl section. Right, fairly good. Sanded it with 2000 and buffed it. Tried it on this section and the paint was a bit thin and I could still see scratches, so I'm going to give this another 2 coats. Same with this area too, had a fair few scratches I could notice after the top coat, so I'm going to give this another 2 coats as well. Yeah. All I can say is do your research and practice, because you know, things like this may look pretty bad now, but they will sand out and I can repair them. but I'm really happy with the colour and the rest of the guard. And off the gun, it's coming out pretty well now. But still will need a light sand of maybe 2000 and buff. I did buy some new products. They seem to be pretty good. Fairly expensive. This is the Ultra Finish. And also got Meguiar's Ultra Cut. There's $140 for the pair. From a few videos I've watched they come up really good once you sand and buff areas. And I've also invested in some ceramic coating. I think that was about $140 too, from memory. But yeah, from the tests I've seen, it does come up fairly good. Anyhow, next time I'll have a video, I'll have the guard on and the inner guards on. I've sorted out all the wiring, redid it all. Just pushed out of the way for a minute. And I'll start on the next guard. And hopefully it won't have any runs.